In this video, I'll present People in Love, which is a game that Daniele Giardini and myself are designing and developing. Um, it could be classified as a city builder, but you don't play as the god architect, as often is the case, because in People in Love, town is being built by the game itself. It's a new town, and as you can see here from this very alpha prototype gameplay, it's the new town being built is a 5x5 grid. And what the player does by tapping is guiding a group of activists whose intent is to improve the quality of life of the town being built. And as many studies have shown, there's a relationship between urban architecture and urban infrastructure and the quality of life of its inhabitants. So by sending a group of activists to an area being built, the activists more you, so if you tap on the area they go there, and more you tap on the area angry they get more and more angry. And so if the protest is effective, the buildings, the areas change destination. So instead of being, I don't know, with a with a set of huge skyscrapers with a high density and no green population area, you can build a more livable neighborhood. And so you can turn like parkings into parks, or polluting firms into recycling centers, and so on and so on. And in fact, in our plan, there will be several kinds of towns, and the more you play, more kinds of buildings you and also the evil builders have available to build. And so to play is quite easy, because you simply play by tapping and by sending activists, and more you tap, more angry they get. And if you keep pressed, you release the activists from the area, so you can send them somewhere else. But if you tap too much, if you get too angry, actually the police comes to get them. So this is the base mechanics. Of course, you can pinch, zoom, drag to move, and there's a little map here showing you at what play stage level you are. And so more buildings you transform, more people falls in love, which is represented by these little hearts. So this is the current gameplay, and we are going to evolve this, introducing more characters, news, and of course more refined UI effects, and several kinds of towns. Now, how this game came about? Well, the first idea came to me while I was in Rome, and it was in the evening, and it was after I gave a speech at the conference, and I was walking around, and I was in an area of Rome where there are Roman ruins aside the street, and the street was without cars, and it was very nice in spring. And I noticed all these people sitting in ruins, chatting, talking, kissing, and it felt so good. And this was linked to the features of the area and of the fact there were no cars, and people had some free time. And so, and at the same time I started reading this wonderful book. It's called The Happy City, in which in so many different ways the author shows the strict relationship between urban structure and quality of life. And so I said, well, why don't not put these two things together? Maybe this would be an interesting game. Of course, so this is a game that tries to present this kind of topic, but its focus is mainly about, of course, being fun, which otherwise wouldn't be a game. Um, Now, about the relationship between towns and happiness, there have been some really remarkable people like the two majors of Bogota, Antanas Marcos and Rick Peñalosa, of whom you can find wonderful videos about their work in Bogota in the 90s and early 2000s. And also very interesting in this sense are the work of Bjarke Ingels and a big group about the different kind of architecture. Now, in the latter case, one has to be careful about the world being saved by architects, because one have also to consider what is the actual reach for the non-reach of this kind of works. And also I read some interesting books about this idea of the smart city, so acting around towns, all being in terms of introducing even more technological infrastructure, which is actually a campaign led by corporations, which has no backing from any popular movement, and so it's highly suspicious idea. And so well, there are actually these very early rough alphas are already playable online. Of course, the most refined thing of this game is the design. We went for pixel art, but it's not a retro game in any way. And so maybe you could give it a try, and we'll keep releasing new alphas, and a way to be connected just to follow Daniele or myself on Twitter. So hear you soon. Bye.